You know, there's been pivotal times in American history where the actions of one person turned the tide of history and altered the destiny of mankind. One person who made a difference. I think of when Washington decided to cross the Delaware and fight the Hessian army. I think about certain moments in the Civil War, the Battle of Gettysburg. I think about when Ronald Reagan got shot and the bullet missed his heart by 1/8 of an inch and he lost half his blood. And he said, "My life belongs to God." And all of the advisors, all the elite says, you can't use language like saying we win, they lose. You can't call the Russia an evil empire. You can't use language like that. You can't say tear down this wall. Mr. President, you've got to give this speech. But his one best friend said, "Mr. President, you got elected. They didn't. Give your speech. The good Lord saved you for a reason." And Ronald Reagan said, "Thank you, I think I will." And he got up and he gave his speech and said, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." And the wall came down because he was a man for his time. At a moment in history, Margaret Thatcher said he ended the Cold War without firing a shot. I think about what role will you play in fighting for freedom? When Governor Huckabee used to give a speech of when he was in Israel and his 11-year-old daughter was with him, and he wanted to see the Holocaust Museum. And he said, "She's kind of young to see this, but I may never have this opportunity. If it's too hard on her, we'll leave." But he walked in and held her hand, and it starts out subtle and builds to a crescendo. And he said, "It took us 2.5 hours to walk through that museum, and we read every exhibit. And at the end of the exhibit, there was a place to sign your name and make a comment." And he said she stood on the little chair and wrote her name down, and she started to write in the comment section. And I said, "What is she going to say?" She's 11 years old, and I peeked over her shoulder to read what she was writing. What she wrote will burn in my heart forever. She said, "Why didn't somebody do something? Why didn't somebody do something?" At the age of 11. We need to ask ourselves, if not you, who? If not now, when? We all are responsible to fight for freedom and opportunity for the next generation. And that's my plea to you. If not you, who? If not now, when? And that's something to think about.